Hello, I would like to state a disclaimer. Past earnings do not guarantee future results. I am not a licensed financial advisor. And please, before you enter a trade, do your own due diligence. Thank you. Happy trading. Hey there, welcome back. I wanted to do a video for everybody. So that includes the espresso group on woulda, shoulda, coulda. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. It has a negative connotation. You missed it. Something happened. Not good. Let's talk about that. It happened in the trading world. It happens all the time. You beat yourself up. You can't beat yourself up, you guys. You can't. You should have got out of that trade. Should have put a stop loss. I would have made $500 today if I did XYZ. I could have saved my account. I could have caught more pips if I stayed in. Why did I get out? You beat yourself up for something that is happening in the future that you can't foresee it. We're not fortune tellers. We're not gamblers. We're not fortune tellers in this space. So you got to give yourself a bit of grace. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your capital, which is a whole other Zoom that I'm going to do. But you have to get in the mindset of anything that happens it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? You know about stop losses. If you mess up, you mess up. You forgot to put one. You got busy. You didn't think you needed one. You fell asleep. Whatever the reason. Me, what did I just do last week? Just even this week, I put it in the wrong direction. I'm in a sell and I put my latte stop loss in the wrong direction. So it went negative and then it took me out instead of a little bit positive, not enough to make a latte. And then it took me out. Nope, took me out just on the other side, just a little negative, a spilled latte. Like, darn, what happened? So it happens. I'm not going to beat myself up. Now it's funny, a little funny. It wasn't, a big amount. Yeah, you got to know what's a good entry point, right? You can't beat yourself up. Oh, I should have gotten in. Okay, you'll get it next time. The market is always going to be there. It's been there for 4,000 years. There's always been bartering. There's always been trading. There's always been that back and forth. It's not going anywhere. You're not going to miss it if you miss a day. I was just telling someone, someone reached out. Oh, I need help. Like my schedule's really full. I need help. Okay, so you've needed help for a while. Another 4 hours really is not going to be critical. Like just sit back, reflect on what happened. And, lots of people fall asleep. I've fallen asleep. You can't fault yourself for falling asleep. Maybe you shouldn't be trading. Okay, maybe you've learned your lesson. It only takes like 1 or 2 times to learn a big lesson. Like you can't trade when you're upset. You can't trade when you're sick. You can't trade when you're tired. It may not work out for the best. And you can't beat yourself up. You can't have that shoulda, woulda, coulda. I shouldn't have traded. I wish I would have. I could have done this. I could have done that. I wish I would have. Like, drop the mindset and move forward. And and then you have the FOMO. Everybody's in it. You see the chats. Caught 1,000 pips. Caught 800 pips. Woo-hoo. You're like, what happened? Or maybe you know what happened and you just didn't catch it. So what? Forget the FOMO, forget the woulda, shoulda, coulda, because you're only going to drive yourself nuts. Like move forward and go, I live to trade another day. I didn't make any money, but I didn't lose any money. Like it's okay. That's really an okay place to be. And there was recently, when was this? A few months, maybe last year, sometime last year. This early last year when I really started my journey, and I felt like I can not only have 5-figure months, I can have a 5-figure week. I could have a 5-figure week. Like I could see it. I knew it, and I tried to like sit myself down and just be patient for it. And there was a day where the market went, psh, and I did it. But I only did it briefly because in another account that I had, I found myself wildly over leveraged. We'll talk about that too. And I'll be super transparent. I have had grand flourishes and the other way. You just have to learn these lessons. But there was a day where I lost 5 figures. 5 figures, and I'm like, whoop. And it took me about less than a minute to go, you know what? First of all, that was not, that was trading capital, not my personal, that was not investment capital. That was my trading capital. So it wasn't like it was my money. When you go to Vegas and you might be trading, you might be, playing cards or doing slot machines, and you go with $100 and now you have $500. But at the end of the day, when you're getting ready to go home, you have $120. You're like, oh, I had 500, but you didn't lose what you came with. You still were up. And even if you came with $100, you have to realize you could lose that $100, and then that's it. So, it's a yin and yang, but one day I did lose 5 figures, and it was just briefly after standing in my kitchen. And I think I was almost in tears, but happy tears, like I did it. For this moment, I had made 5 figures that week. And I was so happy because if I did it once, that was not a fluke. That was not luck. That was my trading skill. Now, did I make a mistake? Woulda, shoulda, coulda. I had a woulda, shoulda, coulda moment, but it was brief. And I knew that I was going to be able to make 5 figures again in a week. And I did. And it wasn't long after. And like, look at that. And this is where you get your confidence from. You get your confidence from living through that woulda, shoulda, coulda moment, and stop thinking like that and stop talking like that. So I wanted to share this on this Friday afternoon. Market's about to close. I'm about to start my weekend. And I appreciate all of you. I hope that helps. Like, don't beat yourself up over those WSC moments, because they're all learning lessons, right? That's what I wanted to say. And I appreciate all of you being here on my Lattes and More platform. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.